Walter's site. So Walter wants to have more people come into his network here. And so what we're going to do, I'm just closing some windows. Let's make sure that yeah, all right, cool. Okay, so there's a few things here. Number one is just aesthetically, I would like to see this changed. And then again, let me make sure that you guys can see everything here. Just 1 second. So because we don't have a ton of stuff to review today, we're just going to spend some time. We're just going to spend some time looking at this. So I see this is cool. The live chat, live support. That's cool. So are you looking to grow your federal business? I think let's just get this. Number one, it's pretty hard to read. It's all in, it's all in purple. So let's just open up a new document here. Let's create a new folder. We're going to create a new folder. And we're going to create a new document in here. So the goal of this is so if we go and look back in here, this is a massive market. What we would probably do right here is, okay, yeah, so the main objection here is what I would think. I'm just going to paste this into the new document here. Okay. So this is what he is looking at. And Walter is trying to get, goal is to I assume it's consulting, but I'm not sure. It might just be, one-on-one coaching. Goal, one-on-one coaching. So the goal is get more one-on-one coaching or sell a higher priced info product, like 300 to 1,500, 300 to 2,000. Okay, so so this is sort of the goal. We could have a couple goals here: one-on-one coaching, consulting. Needs to light a fire under the seat of his audience, and this is something that we experience a lot with a lot of my clients that I've worked with. Is some people just need more motivation, to take action. And U.S. firms selling to U.S. government. So one of the things that really comes to mind is putting together a webinar or putting together a tripwire product. 15 ethical and fast ways to get business from the U.S. government without insider connections. Okay, so we could even say 7 overlooked ways to get repeat business from the U.S. government without being an expert, or even if no one knows what your firm does. Okay, so this could be another one too. We could even have another one here, which basically says, okay, so we could basically copy the, we're just going to put these here. So 15 ethical and fast ways to get repeat business from the U.S. government without insider connections. 7 overlooked ways, you could even, hidden or unexpected, to get repeat business from the U.S. government without being an expert. If you're doing this from Facebook, you can maybe even say, to get U.S. government contracts. 7 new ways to get U.S. government contracts without being an expert. Here's how to get repeat business from the U.S. government, even if no one knows what your firm does. Okay, so these are 4 different, and I don't really know the pain points here, but I'm just logging in and making sure that this is showing. I think it is. So are you looking to grow your business, not finding enough good opportunities, not enough meetings with decision makers, tired of throwing proposal after proposal over the fence with nothing in the win column? Let's see. So I'm seeing a couple things here. You could even say 3 strategies to supercharge your chances of winning federal contracts in 3 months. Right. So if you're saying that the majority of people take 12 months to 24 months, you could even say how to get decision makers and you can even go like really quickly. So if you're doing a webinar here, if you were doing a webinar, I would maybe even say 3 scripts my clients use to secure $102.1 million in repeat government contracts. So if this was a webinar, and this might not fly past Facebook's whatever, but you sort of know, you could sort of guesstimate. We can kind of go in here and say that something did happen. Because you might be able to not say that they got $2.1 million in repeat customer contracts, but you could say lucrative contracts, or so that kind of thing. So these are one of the things I'm seeing is like one of the objections is can't get clients. So we could even say doesn't have scripts that convert, doesn't know decision makers, doesn't have time to wait for business. There could be multiple, had multiple failures, doesn't have a name in the marketplace. So these are just some different angles that we can go after. If they, depending on what their objections are. Doesn't have scripts that convert, doesn't know decision makers, they don't have time, they've had multiple failures, and they don't have a name in the marketplace. So needs to light a fire. Needing to light a fire under them. So there's a few things that you can do. One would be to, since I don't really know what you're offering them, I can't really do too much of like a here's what you should give them type of thing. But I can tell you that there is a way to sort of, depending on what your products are. Let's just go to your services tab. A lot of this can probably be turned into a webinar. And then basically at the end of that webinar, you would provide them with an application that basically says, here's how we can, here's how we can help you for free. We're willing to help you, that the Frank Kern model. Let me see if I can find it here. But what I would do, Walter, is invite them to a webinar, either using, Frank Kern's model or Russell Brunson's model. You can buy that perfect webinar product for like $300. And that gives you like the slides that Russell Brunson uses, and he does, multi-million dollars a year in webinar sales. So what I would do here is I would, let me just find this funnel real quick. Okay. Yeah. So if you guys have ClickFunnels, I can share a lot of these funnels with you that a lot of them are already built out, and a lot of them are already not 100% ready, but they're pretty close. So we would take something like this and look up. Let me see if I can find that consulting letter, because that is a good one. Okay. Sorry, my internet is kind of slow today. Okay, so this letter is sort of something that you can send to your list, which basically you would design a customized marketing plan for them for free, and you spend like an hour with them on the phone, qualifying them, telling them like what's their issues, and then so it's sort of like a doctor. So you go in here and you see like, okay, you're telling me, so you don't assume anything on these calls, but you just say, hey, tell me what your problems are, and then they list out the problems that they're having, and then you would prescribe solutions just like a doctor. Well, like what I hear you saying is that you're having trouble, getting a DCAA approved accounting system, or what I'm hearing is that you're having issues with with these different agencies. Okay. So you just basically say, look, from our phone call, from the information that we spent the last 10 minutes or so on the call, you would, introduce yourself, and you'd have to make some small talk to be like, hey, well, tell me what the issues are, tell me what the problems are. And then they would basically tell you like, well, I've got, is it a sales problem? Is it a leads problem? And then you would basically diagnose a plan for them on the call, which would sort of relate to your solutions that you already have, in your toolkit. And then you would, then you would go here and basically say, so the whole thing is like you're willing to help them for free, and the reason why is that that's how you get high-paying clients. And basically, you diagram a blueprint of success for them, and then basically that's how you get clients. Is you would diagram out sort of like I'm doing right now. You're telling me what the problem is, and then I'm sort of going in here and sort of diagramming a solution for you. And then at the end of this call, you say, hey, do you like the plan? And they're like, well, yeah. And like, would you like my help with this plan moving forward? And they're like, well, I think, yeah, that sounds really good. And then you're like, okay, this is how much it is. So basically on this letter, you would tell them in advance how much working with you is, if it's, I can't remember what's in here, like $1,000 a month or $2,500 a month, or, let me see. Let me see if this is in here, how much it is a month. This is the shorter version of the letter. But this is just sort of like to send to warm leads or hot leads that know who you are and sort of know what you offer. And then you're sort of getting them to raise their hand and say, yeah, I would like more information on this. And then you would get back to them. You could also do a webinar teaching them some like 3 or 4 really cool things. And then this is the pitch, right, at the end of the webinar. Would you like me to design a customized program for you to secure GSA contracts? And I'd be willing to do it absolutely free. Here's why I'm, here's why I'm doing it, and then your basic, the catch is basically why I'm doing this is, why would I do all of this work for free? This is how I get clients, right? A good percentage of the people I do this for end up asking me to actually build all their marketing campaigns for them. And then this would have a price in here. So that's sort of my recommendation, like, because I don't know what you're selling. This model could work pretty well for you. Or you could just do a webinar model, where you actually have like a product to sell them. But no matter if you have a product or if you have a consultation thing, I think this could work, pretty well, where you're basically coming in and you're saying, here's the problems, here's my solution, and basically you would run a webinar with these topics. Your webinar would basically say, 15 ethical and fast ways to get repeat business from the U.S. government without insider connections, and then on the page, on this masterclass, you will discover, right, and then you have your bullet points here. You would basically say 3 quick scripts to use for introducing right, and then so you would say, I'm going to give you these scripts which have enabled me to X, Y, Z, right? And maybe these don't exist, but you get the idea. Some type of ethical bribe to get them on the webinar, you could even say something like trying to get past the gatekeeper in your market. Here's a little $25 trick which works like gangbusters to get around any roadblock to securing a lucrative contract. It bypasses executive assistants entirely, right? And this trick is like the FedEx letter. You send your prospect a FedEx letter, which is pretty much guaranteed to get into their hands for 25 or 30 bucks. And then so you would basically have 4 or 5 bullet points on your page, and then the call to action would be join the webinar, and then you would just have don't get into the nitty gritty with these points, but you would give them enough value to be like, yeah, that was awesome. And then at the end you would say, hey, by the way, and then you would pitch what you got, so that's sort of what I would do in your case. There's all these templates here. So 3 scripts my clients use to secure, 3 scripts my clients use to secure 2.1 million in repeat government contracts. You could have a webinar. So these could be webinars. These could be a video, which goes to, like a low priced info product and then pitches the webinar, right? Or you could say, so you could do 2 things. You could have one thing that just puts them on the, I think I can draw on this thing. This is pretty cool. This is not letting me do it. Where is the, sorry, shapes. There we go. So you could have one webinar. You could have a Facebook ad, which goes to a webinar. A Facebook ad which invites them. And then on the thank you page, you would pitch them on the thank you page, you would pitch them on the thank you page, you would pitch them a low price product, right? So something like $37, $47, $57 to liquidate those traffic costs, right? So because if let's say it costs you, $3 to $5 to get a webinar registrant, you basically want them to buy something from you immediately so you can what we call liquidate those traffic costs and basically get a webinar registrant for free or actually make a profit. Right, and then so 3 scripts my clients use to secure 2.1 million in repeat contracts. How to get U.S. government decision makers to return your phone calls as soon as possible. Another webinar thing is here's how to get repeat business from the U.S. government even if no one knows what your firm does. This one is one of my favorite ones. Let's see, sorry. What everybody ought to know about doing business with the federal government as your client, right? And then basically you just use these bullet points, right? So what everybody ought to know about doing business with the federal government. Then we've got these bullet points. And these are just samples, but you get the idea. And then if you're going through, I would go through for more bullet point examples, of course, go through the conversion cure, the carousel method, and there's a bunch in there that you can use. But this is just always works. And it's based on this ad, what everybody ought to know about the stock and bond business. This was very, very famous. This was actually, I think, the longest running ad in print history. It's 6,000 words. But what everybody ought to know about the stock and bond business. Some plain talk about a simple business that often sounds complicated. And then look at this thing right here. Why are we publishing this information? It really just comes out and says, why they're doing it. Why are we publishing this information? And then there's like a bunch of cool bullet points and the like. And so this is a really famous, I don't even know if there's like a swipe file of this whole ad anywhere, but it's basically on investing. So how to buy and sell securities is just basically being cool to the audience and saying, hey, you could learn something from this information. And then at the end, there's a call to action like buy our book or something, so that is sort of where that model comes from. So Walter, hope this helps you. What I'll do is I'll look for that. Yeah, this consulting offer. Yeah, here we go. So this is the main letter. This modeled off of Frank Kern's that does well to cold traffic, and this one actually says how much it is. Why would I help you for free? This is how I enjoy it. This is how I get top level clients. Assuming you're happy with my plan, you'll probably want me to crank out long-term stuff every month. My fee is $1,800 and is $1,850 a month, and then boom. So what I can do is basically share this page with you, so you'll have it. I'll just paste this in the group, and then consulting. Thank you. So then once they click that link, they should go to let me see what this one is. Yeah, that's not it. They should go to this page. So, I'm leaving a $100 deposit. I will schedule my call with you. If Lawton and I decide we're not a good fit, right? Okay, so, and then this goes to, some sales page, which probably isn't active anymore. But, you get the idea. Yeah, here we go. Select template. And then this is, I have to set this up, So let me make sure that this is set up right. So that is how we would do this. Frank Kern calls it the mafia offer. I think just because it's such an irresistible offer, like help you for free. Why would I do it? Let me go way down here. And then they would go here. Okay. Let me just make sure this works before I send it to you. Scroll all the way down here. Boom, they click this, then they go here, and then this is the dead link, I think. Yeah, see, it's dead. But this would be the page where they go to their $100 deposit. Okay. And it's really just 2 or 3 pages. There's and it does follow a structure. So it does follow a proven structure. So let me make sure that this is SEO okay. But that's really what I would do. I would run a webinar to these people, and we could talk later on about what would actually be inside the webinar. More sales more often, for professionals who want more sales more often without working harder. And let's do the social image. Let's do the Lawton Chiles in a circle. Yeah, so, and you could even put in a cool video, right? You could even put in something like this. So let's just go over here. This, which is a testimonial. Actually, I just happen to have this. So this is a 1-minute video. Check this out. It might be a little loud, so just lower your volume.
Hey, it's Adam Spiel here, and I wanted to share with you my experience working with Lawton over the past 7 days here, as I reached out to him about a week ago to hire him to help me with some copywriting on a lot of my campaigns. Now, I know that the guy's got a little bit of a funny name, but he gets results, and we were able to work on specific landing pages and the copy on those pages on some of the funnels that I have. And in particular, we worked on just one page, changing just the headline. And in doing that, getting those ideas from him and that copy from him, I was able to implement it 7 days ago exactly. It was last Thursday. And by doing that, I was able to increase the conversions on my landing page 170%. Now, that in and of itself is pretty cool because considering that I can get more leads for the same amount of advertising that I'm doing right now. But then the really cool thing is that because of those changes, we had a direct result in $25,000 of additional revenue that we were able to pick up just in the past 7 days. So I'm super excited to continue working with Lawton, and I definitely recommend that you get with him and talk with him, see how he can help you with your copy, with your copywriting on your pages, on your funnels, on your campaigns, and help you improve your business and help you get better results faster.
Okay, so that is a testimonial that could go, really right on that page. It really could go, that could either go on the webinar, or it just depends on how you want the funnel set up. There's no perfect one-size-fits-all thing, but you could definitely do something like that, like maybe sort of halfway through the page, boom, put the video in here, right, and then it would play automatically. We could even go in here and say, I'll just show you an example of what it would look like. YouTube, and Stanley, I see you on here. What's up, man? It's a quiet day today. Thought we'd have more people on today, but that's why we do 2 things a month. And all right, sorry to make you dizzy here, but we're looking for YouTube. YouTube. Where are you, YouTube? Oh, I don't know where it is. So 9,000 years later. History. All right, we're in the YouTubes. And yeah, here we go. So we just take this, and this is why I like ClickFunnels a lot. It's easier for me to take this guy, and then we're over here. And then, well, so right when they sort of feel a little bit of doubt, we would maybe put this in, and we would say, hey, we want it to have this guy, we want it to be YouTube, and we want to not have controls and not have branding, and we want some padding on there. Sticky on scroll, yes. So this is cool. This is a little sticky on scroll thing. So watch this. This is awesome. So when they go here, they'll scroll down, and then there's this cool little video here that they can play. And then basically, it's basically prompts them to play it, right? So that's pretty cool because they can still read the message and sort of hear Adam's voice and that kind of thing. So that is how I would do that, where I would put them on a webinar. Then if you're trying to get consulting clients, then do this letter. If you're not trying to get consulting clients, then let's have another conversation. But a lot of people in this industry are, so this is not in vain. You can still use this method to do pretty well. And it does take some capital to sort of ramp this up and get quality applications, because that's why I do the $100 deposit, because you just want people who actually have money and that you can actually help, and they actually know where the baseball field is rather than they're on second or third base, rather than they don't even know where the football or rugby field is and you can't help them at all. It's much easier for me to help people who are, where I want them to be, or a little bit closer. So I'm going to paste this page in here, consulting letter example, boom. And we could say Walters, GSA, plan of attack. Okay. And so let's get together again and sort of, because this type of stuff, you could drive the traffic that's not converted to a webinar and, pitch them on this stuff and then sell them, I just don't know what you're going to sell them. I assume it's consulting, but it might not be. So anyway, thanks for watching this, everybody on the call, on the replay. We are going to go back into Webinar Jam. Unless anybody else has anything else, the newsletter is being prepared. You should all have gotten. I talked to Sal last night, who's in Australia, and he got the issue, so that's really cool. And so we're going to do the second issue. It's going to be a little bit later on, so it's probably going to take like 4 to 5 weeks. So like, let's say you get your newsletter tomorrow, like hyper proactively, then it's probably going to take 4 to 5 weeks after that to get the other issue. It just depends. Like, I'm moving houses this week. It's been insane, but you will have some really cool stuff. And before I go, I do want to show you some very cool Facebook stuff. So this ad, I think we did it a little bit last time, but I'm working on something for the newsletter. So if you look at so I've been testing something out, and let me just open this in a new window. Yeah, here we go, ManyChat.com. And let me share my screen again with y'all. And if you can hear me and all that stuff, just say hey in the chat. You should be able to. Share my screen again. Application window, ManyChat. We're gonna make this separate window. This guy. Okay, so I can see the chat and I can see you. Awesome. Okay, we're gonna log in here, and the whole goal with this thing right here is we really want to build a list inside of Facebook. So you don't get these people as email subscribers. The way I did it, you kind of do, but we're building this list with Facebook Messenger. So I haven't logged in here in a couple days, but you can see here. Okay, so this is not a lot of people, 85 people. It's nothing to like rant and rave about. But the cool thing is that so what you can do is look at these insane numbers. So the first broadcast I sent out got 82% read the broadcast, which is insane. And then 43% clicked. This next one, 94% read and 34% clicked. So usually those numbers on email are about 10% and 1%. So right now, this is like huge because you build a list with Facebook Messenger, and then you can broadcast to them and ask them stuff and just really interact with them. So this will be in the newsletter, and I'm going to give you this campaign that I've been running, and I'm also going to tell you like what I would do, ahead of time with this. I would probably use this instead of giving them so this was a headline checklist. We'll log in here and we'll go to the ad. So this was a headline checklist I'll show you the little video. This was shot at my desk with my iPhone. Let's go down here. This one's not promoted. It just takes a minute to go a little further down. All right, so this was the ad. It's me at my desk, and I'm sort of just blabbering away about this headline checklist. So let me pause this. Lawton Chiles here. All you need to do is comment below with the word PDF, and in about 3 minutes, I'll send you 20 of my favorite headline and email subject line websites. These are totally legal and non-weird. Use these 20 resources to go and model winning copywriting and converting formulas, like how to get big benefit even if you have big problem. These sites are full of those formulas. Note, if this awesome piece of tech miserably fails, go here. And this page might not be live anymore because I stopped running the ad. But yeah, so this is the checklist. And then on the bottom here, you can see I have this little plugin that I pay like $50 a month for. And it's like a social proof plugin. So it shows me everybody who's opting in from social media and stuff. So all these people get the checklist. If they opt in, then they 20 websites that you can deploy at will. Here's the list, and I need to make this better, but this was really just a test. And then they go here. This is still working, so that's good. Because I've changed this funnel, I've changed the pricing on it. So yeah. So this is and then there's also again, this should pop up. So this person got it 4 days ago. This is a little social proof guy. So that's basically the funnel that they're going through, isn't it? So 10,000 people have been reached, 3,500 views, and 106 comments. So let's try this again. So PDF. So we're gonna comment PDF, and then we're gonna see in 2 or 3 minutes if we actually got a message or not from Facebook. So what it does is it sort of double ops them in to the list, and it might not come up. It should. Yeah, not yet. Let me see if it came up on my phone. Sometimes it takes 2 or 3 minutes to go back in here. It might be in my fan page one actually. But I mean, we can go back in here into the fan page, and you can kind of see the interaction. So 106 comments. Facebook loves this kind of stuff because of the fact of all the engagement in the ad, right? So let's go to inbox. Okay, so this is my fan page inbox of people that message me. And I think there should be some stuff in here. I might have deleted all of it because, because there's a check mark that goes in, and but I wish I still had that stuff to show you guys because that was cool. But you saw all the comments, so here's all these people liking the ad, commenting on the ad, commenting on different ads that I'm running. So this one right here. This is part of the, so here, 107 comments. You can see all these people have requested the PDF. And then the Facebook basically messages them and says, this is like me testing it. But then you can see all these things right here where all these people are requesting the PDF. So if I was to do this again, and then the cool thing is that you can, use this ad again. So if I was to do this again, what I would do is I would say, I would say, do a webinar and say, hey, if you want the webinar invite, just click the button and then message me and I'll send you the invite. That's how I would do it. Just because there's no reason to send them to an opt-in page and then try to follow back up with them. You want to get to the buying cycle as quickly as possible. So So that's it for today, guys. But thank you so much for being here. And the next newsletter should be out in the early days of July. I'm already working on it right now. So you can see right here. Yeah, let me share my screen. Give you a sneak preview. No, application window. On it. The Facebook ad campaign, both of them that I've been running, and some other stuff. So I think you really like this one as well. And let me know if you have feedback, criticisms, critiques, stuff that you'd like to see. Let me know. You've got my email. If not, it's lchiles@gmail.com. LCHILES@gmail.com. Again, thank you so much for being here. And again, thanks for your time. You guys are awesome. I'll talk to you soon.